I like what RNG got. I think Spectre has a ton of potential. We've seen some old Spectre as well in the grand finals of the major. That Spectre can still, rely as a carry when it's needed to. Also, this Visage plus a Centaur lane, it's ton of damage. Double edge into Soul Assumption. Like this, the hero can just completely melt, and I think they have enough to deal with the Storm Spirit. A lot of stuns as well, so I'll go with RNG.
Lizard, how about you?
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think that Spectre can carry this unless they fail their lanes super hard. They should be able to take down the CK. They have the Spectre with Dispersion, you have the AA. All these heroes don't really like playing into that.
EHOME is going a little bit off the wall here, and I think that they're going to take RNG by surprise. I think all these cores being picked, they were like, I don't know who's going to be carrying this game, and CK ends up being the one position, so Sylar hopefully is finding comfort on a Chaos Knight in 7.29, so give me an EHOME. Pa-pa. Pa-pa.
EHOME Tsunami?
Give me the EHOME. Take me to the EHOME.
Country
Well,
roads.
maybe you should go with
All right,
RNG.
fine. Give me RNG. I see how it is.
There's no EHOME for you.
Why are you hot on Spectre right now? What do you think's so good about her?
Oh, the shard is really, really good. I think Spectre has been kind of slept on, even like during the major. I don't think she was picked more than once.
No.
And yeah, just Black will explain. He's a big Spectre
All
fan.
right, fine. Let's talk to Black, and let's also talk to B-Cop, because it's been a while since we've seen that beautiful face. Look at him. He's there beaming. But we'll talk to Black first. You'll get your time.
Yeah.
Black, what's up with Spectre? Is she any good right now?
Yeah, shot is very good if you get hit by any random spell. No matter from what range, you have about 8 seconds, I believe it was, to just jump on top of that hero, perhaps get a kill, jump back to the illusion. It's a very good shot, very good hero. We have seen it in a great major grand final. Did a lot of work. I like RNG as well. Very good.
Yeah.
B-Cop, this is you're finally back in your element. You're back in Chinese Dota. Which way are you leaning for this game?
So you're kind of new to this, but
Teach me.
I predict via the gods among me, and my gods were in my coffee this morning.
Okay.
The coffee beans were laid out in front of me, and they told me to never give up, thus citing to Royal Never Give Up.
I'm outnumbered massively, but that's okay. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's go into game number 1 of EHOME versus RNG with Black and B-Cop.
Thank you very much, Tsunami, getting into this game. It's great to be in a new season. I can reuse all those terrible prediction styles.
Everybody still remembers them, though. So
That's the thing. So, like, do I have to keep coming up with new ones?
Yes.
Or okay.
That was the answer right there.
Well, I guess I am out of predictions because I had to go through about 100-something in the first season.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, it's difficult work to be you.
Sylar.
Boy, Sylar just walked up there
Already frozen over.
all by himself.
Yeah, that is.
Like, they saw no hero, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go steal their bounty rune. All right, Sylar is interesting. Let's put it that way.
That was.
But if you want to be realistic, we just call it a feed.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
It was actually kind of ridiculous. Luna just beaming the Spectre. Okay, matchups. Storm will have to do a lot of work here. Like, I feel if Storm and CK don't have a fantastic game, they're going to be really lacking in the damage department. Especially once this DK gets his BKB. Visage is going to be very tanky. Centaur is going to get a Hood Vanguard probably. Spectre has Dispersion. Where's the damage going to come from? Another go inside
good
here.
stun coming out of the Sylar as well as X-Nova. I think one of the things I'm wondering is how good of a Storm game is this? We saw this a lot in the first season, just games that felt like Storm could do no wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Storm is a hero that even though you counter him, if he gets really big, he doesn't care about counters. But this game, they do have answers. They have Blink DK later, Blink Centaur. They have Familiar stuns. They definitely have good ways to deal with him. But the lane against DK is going to be very easy. So I'm expecting him to do very well, probably get a fast Orchid, and get some good rotations going as well.
So Chalice is on this Mars as we're taking a look over bottom. And one of the things about Chalice on that Mars, I know in the first season, I'm not sure if he's still doing it, but a lot of the time exclusively he would use the God's Rebuke as he threw the spear, so the target wouldn't go with the spear, and if it hits the tree, it's like that weird interaction, which if a spell hits the guy who's moving on the spear, he no longer moves forward.
Yeah, like you have to spear him into a tree or building still to make that work.
Yeah.
And I think he still does it. I think a lot of people started doing it as well, simply because you get more auto attacks in. It's a very interesting mechanic. Still don't know if it's intended, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching to see if that's something that he's going to really, whenever he goes for the spear, try to lock down. Because I know there's like a little room for error, but it's pretty easy to land, like that combination.
Yeah, especially if you're confident with your spear, which Chalice definitely is.
Still looking to get this bottle. So we're still seeing a lot of off-lane bottles come in from a bunch of these Chinese teams, landing the spear out on the God King. But a lot of damage just turned around on Chalice real quick. He doesn't feel confident continuing to go on the Spectre.
Yeah, I feel like all these lanes, well, except top lane, there shouldn't be a whole lot of kill threat. Like, Spectre is pretty survivable. Maybe if they catch the A out of position, but also vice versa. Spectre A don't really have a lot of damage to kill. Mid lane is just a farm lane. If anyone dies, it should be top.
We'll have to see if...
Stealing the bounty rune on the Tusk. Of course, there's only one bounty rune now, so stealing a bounty rune is just that much more effective.
Are we going to see, you think, as the patch goes on, more changes to how willing teams are just letting their bounties get swiped?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Like, there's a rune at 2, 3, and 4 minutes now for the mid laner, and I feel like if both supports really dedicated time to help the mid laner get all the runes, it could really swing into one player's favor. And we haven't seen that happen yet, but maybe we will eventually, because there's like a lot of room to explore still.
Especially SEA in China, we were seeing parties in the middle lane so often.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 heroes come mid. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just all-out war over mid at times.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. This patch is still very fresh, very young. But it's also a hard time to experiment, really, because in the DPC, we have seen how one loss can just mean you don't go to the major suddenly.
Yeah, because sometimes you'd have time, you'd have like a tournament that's not DPC to experiment, to have that time to figure out some things with the patch. But here, it's like every game matters. You don't really have that luxury of, especially in the Chinese region, to experiment that much.
Yeah, definitely not.
Now,
it could be a little issue. I don't know how much time they have to really scrim.
Yeah. On top of that, actually, China has I-League going on right now. So they have another tournament that might be like that experimental tournament.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams, especially in the DPC, are going to use that as such. Like good quality scrims.
Yeah.
For lanes, we can actually see all lanes are insanely even. The gold is very even as well. We really have to see where the rotations come in first and how successful they are from either team here.
So far, like you said, sitting even. Nothing really in terms of pressure. Fade getting harassed quite a bit, and he doesn't really have any regen to work with.
Yeah, now going back to base. He's rushing an urn. All right. Every team wants an urn.
Is that the build you're expecting from a 4-position Luna?
I mean, not necessarily, but urn is just like a really good item that every team wants to have, so it makes sense in that regard. Gives good stats for Luna at mana regen.
Things pretty quiet, 5.5 minutes in, and you see you've got a flyby sitting top of the net worth in the moment, not by much.
Yeah, I think no kills will happen here unless the Dragon Knight or Storm rotate. I can just see the CK is way too survivable. So is the Centaur with the Vanguard. Spectre also sitting at 1,000 health with this Persian, Raindrop. There's just not really any kills that can happen unless the mid lane really rotates. Minute 6 rune, 3 top from the EHOME side, and he gets an Arcane rune. Now that's a perfect rune to start some ganks.
Especially when he hits level 6, which he just did. So you have an opportunity here for EHOME that with Fade coming over, it looks like they're going to take, and they're really going to wrap around.
Yeah, there's the second bounty rune that they steal. So they got 4 bounty runes, and RNG got 0.
I'd be surprised if they put everything on Flyby right now. They've got everybody here to do it. XM's sitting close by. He's actually just taken the camp in the triangle, and they don't make an aggressive move on Flyby just yet. And Fade leaves too. I'm surprised at the lack of aggression having that Arcane rune.
Yeah, it's very scary to go on the Centaur sitting at 1400 health with the Vanguard. Like, I don't even know if they have the damage to kill him despite the Arcane rune.
Right.
It's a very tanky boy on his Centaur. Also close to hitting level 6, so they have another tool to disengage or potentially even be aggressive with it as well. I did not expect such a slow game.
No, it definitely seems like both teams are pretty hesitant at the moment, not really duking it out in the early game, which we've kind of seen both of in Season 1. We've seen it be 10 to 12 at like 8 minutes in, but we've also seen this. We've also seen 1-0 or 2-0 in terms of kills 12 minutes in.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. Like, both teams have really good late game, and no team really feels the pressure of making anything happen. However, I would really like the DK to start pressuring some towers, perhaps with the team even. Oh, you're just gonna start pressuring the mid tower. Already at half health. Storm still has Arcane Rune. Tasty ping middle. They want to set up a kill here on this Dragon Knight. See if he's aware of it.
Not.
I mean, he's also sitting at 1500 health with 20 magic one charges. It's
And he's got 12 armor. I say the tankiness of the team right now in RNG, I just think is stopping EHOME from wanting to commit, and it's tankiness so early, like you're talking about.
Hey, though.
And they were going to look for Super here, but there's the Stampede, gets him away, and well, XM Chalice even makes the rotation. X Nova, he's caught between a rock and a hard place. He'll be killed off by D-Stones. They really just kind of are so hesitant on making an initiation that it costs them
DK
this
though.
Tusk. And now they're going to go for the DK as well as the Spectre. They'll look over at God King. A lot of damage being done to the Spectre, but is it going to be enough with the God's Rebuke hitting him from Chalice? They'll at least get God King, who used that haunt to come over here. Cold Feet's not going to be enough damage to get the kill on the Chalice, and they've also taken out Felix Chalba. So 2 kills for EHOME. They waited to push the gas, and it ends up working out, surprisingly.
Yeah, Mars also got really lucky there. Dragon Knight had an uphill miss, otherwise he would have died as well, which would have been a pretty decent trade for RNG. But how it turns out, they lost their Spectre. Very big kill here for the Dire side. And of course, CK having a really good time for himself. But in the meantime, top tower took a lot of damage. Centaur starting to pressure a lot. The 4.6 strength gain really coming into play here. 1650 health on that Centaur.
God, and you were just telling me he was at 1400 a second ago.
Yeah, that strength gain is really insane. Highest in the game.
They're gonna go.
Visage again.
Yeah, Felix not really having an opening here to get away. They've got 3 heroes around him. A 2-second stun coming in from the CK of Sylar, so Fade will get the kill on the Felix Chalba. They'll put some damage out on a flyby, but 1650 health is a lot to crack through, and they're not gonna get through it really at all.
Yeah, it's a Visage trade for the mid tower, so it's not the end of the world, but yeah, Visage is generally a hero that you only really need level 6 with, then you can go on hunting duty with your medallion. So they will need, okay, Tome up in 5 seconds, then he's gonna hit the level 6, and he'll be at a very strong timing here for the Visage as well. Storm, read a rune.
Another good rune to have. We'll see how he uses this one.
And almost done with his Orchid, just needs like another 1000 gold.
And that's a big timing for him. We've seen Storms hit it. We've seen Storms miss it. I know that's, you know, it's either you hit it or you don't. But this is a really good timing for XM. We'll see how he takes advantage of it, because I don't normally think we see Storm in a situation like this where a lot of the heroes on the other side are as tanky. I think his focus has to be on the supports if he's going to go with a +1. But if he has more than that, I think he's got enough to kill just about everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is that like 70% of his damage is all magical, and they're just really high in armor. The Centaur as well as the Dragon Knight. And of course the supports are pretty much food for him as well.
Yeah.
So if he can single them out, should be pretty easy kills here.
So they're going to smoke. They're looking to make a
they're
play.
5 top.
And if they can catch Flyby, that's a big kill for them, and they're going to see him immediately. They'll go with the ball lightning. They've got the Vortex. There's the arena, nicely placed. Stampede's not going to get you out of that. You can walk fast, but you can't get through the walls. You're not the Flash. They will catch a kill on a Flyby. They'll look over at Felix Chalba as they use this haunt to try and turn this around. They might even get the kill on X Nova. It's Felix who gets that kill, and now it's a 1-for-1 trade. Things kind of crumbling for EHOME. Eclipse comes out from Fee, but it's not going to be enough damage to deter the side of RNG from finishing off this Mars and looking for more. XM as well as Fade are getting chased down. The Cold Feet will freeze over this Luna. They will get that kill on a Fade and take out a third. It is now a positive trade for RNG, who are the ones making the counterattack, and it all goes successfully.
Yeah, and they're now looking to get a top tower here on RNG, perhaps. They still have Dragon Knight form. The birds are still there. Yep. Going straight for the tower. I don't think EHOME has what it takes to fight this. All the ults on cooldown. And this is the power of Visage. Like, he maxed his passive, or rather has 3 levels into it. They went on him, tried to burst him down, they just didn't have the damage. Eclipse didn't deal enough. He lived on like 100 health and just kept spamming his nuke, which dealt like 250 damage each time. Visage is a very strong hero this patch, and as I said, I think we're gonna see a whole lot of him like from other teams as well.
Gods is going to be really happy about that. I know he loves that hero.
Stun here on the Chaos Knight.
Ice Blast coming in.
Oh.
Sylar, that stun misses, but maybe, I was going to say, it could have been a good thing because he goes right into the Ice Blast, but they just don't have the follow-up damage.
Yeah, little mistake here by Flyby. He overblinked the Blink Dagger, of course, losing a 1/5 of that range. Would have been a massive kill for them.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Man, that from RNG, they mitigated the Eclipse damage so well. Like, that counterattack from them looked really clean.
Yeah.
Not like that fight mid.
It's really tough for Luna this game, I feel like. As we said, 3 really tanky heroes. You have Visage on top of that with the birds that can tank Eclipse. Like, he could potentially just end up being a non-factor even after the Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's middle
Good arena.
Arena down once again. They're going to try and get the kill here onto the Visage of Felix Chalba. It's a lot to get this kill. He still has the familiars to output some damage and really lock down the side of EHOME, which he's done.
Oh.
There's a stun on a 2, and well, they've taken out Super too, so that's 2 kills for EHOME. It's both supports who we said are probably the most vulnerable here against this EHOME lineup at the moment.
Yeah, like if they want to take a good fight, it will have to be either one of the 3 cores in front. I'm surprised also that EHOME did not try to kill those Visage birds, because he just resummoned them.
Radiant's middle tower.
He will be pretty useless for 2 minutes. Dragon Knight now finishes Blink Dagger as well, so they have 2 blinks now. It's really time to go.
Dire's bottom tower is
Start
under
pressuring the
attack.
Storm a bit. He's having way too good of a game.
He's having a good game, but I will say D-Stone's ahead in net worth. He's found himself a good slot on the map to kind of just be farming and stay competitive at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. It's just like, you know, when you go Blink Dagger on 2 heroes, doesn't really give any stats, so you really need to find a favorable position in team fights. Because he can still get blown up quite easily. If you get singled out by like an Eclipse, plus an Orchid, he will just die. Generally, I don't like when like 2 people go for Blink Daggers. Would have much rather like to see BKB first, just so you have like a frontline can give information to your team, you know. This is the more fragile build, but it can also really yield good results if you can catch a Storm.
It's like similar situation on, say, somebody getting a Blink Dagger, I would say Puck Mars being on the same team.
Yeah.
You want Mars to get that Blink Dagger, he'll have that initiation. That leaves a lot of gold left for the Puck, who doesn't really need that Blink Dagger.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
just go into the Witchblade instead. Yeah. We'll see if they can make good use of it. Because if they don't find any pickoffs or kills within like the next 2 or 3 minutes, the other investment would have been much better. Because you scale better, you farm faster.
we've seen a lot of DKs go like, not even into the Blink Dagger, they'll go Witchblade or Falcon Blade into BKB right away.
Yeah, but that's
Just
what
to
I would
feel
have liked to see this game too. Just because you're like unkillable. Super much armor, you're spell immune. Just can't die. Another smoke up here. Mars with the Blink Dagger.
So that's
Just
good
the one.
initiation to get that arena down, which we've seen be effective in these fights.
Yep, certainly. Kaya now picked up on Storm. Had a massive buff this game, giving now 50% mana regen, counter smoke, Dragon Knight, AA, and Centaur. Whoever they find, they'll blow them up instantly. There's so much magic damage.
Yeah, the stun into the Ice Blast, even though it's a level 1 Ice Blast, always feels nice. They've got the Silence out on the field. Chalba, they're going to try and get this kill onto the Visage. They'll even commit
He's so tanky,
the
though.
Eclipse, and yeah, he's still showing how tanky he is. They'll use the Stampede. They've got the Ice Blast coming down. That's not going to hit on XM, but he doesn't have mana to work with. So one more shot, that'll get the kill. They'll find Fade. That's 2. Again, counterattacks has been the name of the game for RNG.
Yeah, and you really can't underestimate the tankiness of a Visage. The level 4 Graveskeeper Cloak really just 80% damage reduction on the first charge. Makes you really tanky. He's sitting at 1200 health as well. A good 12 armor. Gonna see it here again. He just doesn't take damage. Eclipse gets tanked by the Visage Birds and the Creep Wave.
He's level 8. He's so tanky against just both the Storm as well as the Luna.
Yeah. Usually what's really good against Visage is like a lot of damage instances, like a Darkseer Iron Shell for example, but they don't have anything like that in this game, other than the Chaos Knight. If Chaos Knight gets on top of Visage, he's gone.
And now he's got the Solar Crest on the Visage. And
Yep.
we were talking before we came live here how Solar Crest has just been that every item or every game item that has so much power.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
feels so strong now.
It's super good. And he has the shard queued up next, allowing the main hero to also go into the stone form, recovering health as well.
Dire's middle tower.
It's a
is
super
under
good
attack.
shard. Like, when you're the center focus, you just go into the stone form, you're invulnerable, you heal up, and suddenly they can't focus you down. Love that shard. It's a bit hard and tricky to use, though.
Yeah, you might catch yourself in a
If you
bad
spot.
situation.
Yeah. Because you're down as a stone for quite long. I think 6 seconds.
Think about that Solar Crest. It was a good item before. It's just it felt too expensive for some of these supports to get.
Yeah. I mean, it got tuned down a little bit as well. Like, it was made cheaper, but also a little bit weaker. But it's still like a massive upgrade. 65 attack speed, 6 armor, 10% movement speed. It's a huge buff for any carry.
Yeah, for the amount of gold that it became cheaper, 1,150 gold cheaper, 15 attack speed,
Dire
that's
are
fine.
Scanning. Radiant
2
are
armor,
scanning.
that's fine. And really,
Yeah.
the all stats, like, you're a support. You want to just lower the armor. You want to just give the attack speed or raise the armor. Like, I think those 2 things alone justify it. Like, yeah, the stats is great, but I feel like that's even just an extra, right?
Yeah. Centaur popped here after the smoke was revealed, but Storm just is zipping out of there. Another botched smoke here from the Radiant. That's the second one. Really not finding any good opportunities.
Yeah, they got to be on the counter attack. That's what's working for them right now.
Yeah. Dragon Knight about 1,000 gold away from his BKB. Once that's up, I really can't see how he's going to die in his team fights.
He's already so tanky already, and it seems like he's pretty survivable up to this point in the engagements that we've seen.
Yeah. That being said, though, CK is still sitting at the top of the net worth. He's going to output a ton of damage with that Phantasm. It's going to hurt a lot.
Radiant's top tower is
I'm
under
interested to
attack.
see when we do, in fact, see Sylar kind of get involved. It feels like he's been not too involved. Ice Blast coming in. Hits onto the Tusk. X-Nova goes down. Felix Chava finds it. But God King is the one getting taken out while all this is going on. That is a big issue for RNG because they were happy with a kill, and then all of a sudden, well, you've lost your Spectre.
Yeah. He thought he's really tanky, played it quite cocky up there with 2,000 health. And the Dispersion, but if you get singled out by Luna Eclipse, it's still like 1,500 damage. So getting taken out there by the support and the Storm Spirit. Good rotation there. A trade EHOME just
Dire's
would
bottom
take
tower
any
is
day
under
of the
attack.
week.
Oh, 100%.
Radiant's top tower
Getting into
is
that
under
axe for the
attack.
Luna, which you still need the the gold for 3 components, but could be nice to grab it. Ice Blast coming in. They've got the stun coming out from Flyby, and Fade will shatter.
Yeah, he did buy out though, so he didn't lose any gold. And Tusk now 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger. That's really going to be important to save against the Centaur as well as the DK stuns here.
Yeah, just gotta get the timing right. Don't blink in too early. You might get stunned yourself, but if you can get that snowball off and get a save here, we've seen the counterattacks from RNG. It could be crucial to have your own counter to the way that they've been playing so far.
Definitely. Also, I think we're going to see a lot more Kaya picked up on a lot of these Int heroes. Now giving 50% mana regen amplification. He's sitting at 13.3. Without really a massive mana regen item. Like, he has an Orchid, sure, but other than that, not too much going on there. Massive buff on that item. Love building it on Leshrac. You never run out of mana. Just going straight into the pit. Manta style finished on Spectre. Still the same old Desolate, man. Pure damage works against Roshan.
Yeah.
He dies like a what? Like a shrimp bro.
Yeah, an ant, I was thinking maybe. Easily, you just step on him.
He's pretty big though. Oh, they're
bigger
smoking
ant.
in, but too late.
And not getting their time, and now they're actually going to find themselves an opportunity to go onto the Chalice. They'll get the quick kill onto the Mars. The ball lightning as well as the Vortex comes through on to Super, but that's not doing anything. They
Worst
got the
case
kill on the
scenario.
Mars.
Like Roche just died, and then they jump on Chalice. Who's their initiator? This is absolutely the worst case scenario, and maybe force the CK to force BKB. Nope. No BKB has been forced.
So Visage
Back to
does
farm.
have that shard ready to go.
Yeah.
Solar Crest shard. Always nice.
Yeah, Visage is a +4 here also that scales really well. Like his level 18 is going to be massive. With items, he scales very well. He's going to get the double nuke at level 15. That's going to deal a ton of damage. It's one of the hardest scaling +4s in the game.
Yeah, he's going to hit hard. He's also got a great neutral frame to use. Got the Grove Bow with it. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to, and especially with how hard it is to kill him, it's going to be tough. Ooh, God King getting caught for a second, but the shards are off the mark, and that pushes him away. Could have been an opportunity to take out that Spectre once again. Instead, here comes the counterplay from RNG once more. They're going to chase. They've got the stun. They'll hit it onto the tusk. They'll get the kill. X-Nova a little bit more than he can bite and chew with his mouth in.
Yeah, it feels like a boxing fight where one guy is just tanking everything, waiting for the other guy to run out of stamina, and then they punch back. Oh, the Storm got caught! Nice micro here by the Visage. Well played.
Dear, wow.
Yeah, well done. Man, Visage just has so much utility. I absolutely love that here that it got buffed. It's probably going to plague my pipe games though, so I'm not going to be too happy with that. But it's always nice to see some plays like this.
You just got to play it yourself. You know, you do Lion mid. You could bring back the Visage mid.
Sure. It's probably even less unconventional.
I'd be down to see you expand the even bigger range of heroes you play.
Yeah, Luna has to be careful here. Although it's just a solo. They're both running away from a solo Visage. It's a +4, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's doing a lot of damage. They've got the stun now. They've got the arena out on Felix. They'll use the Eclipse, but he goes into the Stone Form.
Yeah, so good.
They have nothing to kill Felix. He's in there for a long time, so they both get to TP away, but you just used the Eclipse.
Yeah, I told you, the 6-second Stone Form is... It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Like, you're just out of focus for 6 seconds, allowing your team to catch up. If you use it like this, it was just perfectly done once more. And Luna used Eclipse. Now, her teamfight impact is going to be pretty much non-existent. The cast range talent is gone, so Luna is not as impactful without Eclipse as before. Should be an easy top tower now.
I would say the only thing that can make that Stone Form even more broken is if you could forcibly take it off.
Yeah, but that would be kind of ridiculous, though.
Yeah, for 1,400 gold.
I wonder if the Storm Form of Visage also stuns on impact. Because if it does, you could have played it a little bit better and maybe even cancel a Luna TP, you know? Like to add some salt to the wound.
Yeah, it's a one.
It's a Stone Form on him, right? So
Yeah,
it should stun.
So it stuns for a second 25.
Yeah.
And then the next level is a second and a half. You can just stun lock somebody. Familiar.
Hero.
Or well, probably you first, right? Because after
So like how I usually do it is familiar, resummon, familiar, and then you. That's a good 6-7 second stun.
Jeez.
Especially if you get an axe. You get an. Oh no, it's not the additional bird anymore. Spectre Haunt.
And they're going to use that haunt. They'll look
Easy
over at
kill.
Chalice. Easy kill onto the Mars, like you said.
Yeah. And now we come to this part where where's the damage gonna come from? Like EHOME is just scared to fight. They're always trying to look for pickoffs, but when they get a chance to find a pickoff, they're just afraid of initiating because they're too tanky. Now knocking on the high ground.
And EHOME just feels scared.
Yeah. Storm picked up a Lincoln Sphere.
BKB is going to be popped. They've got themselves the stun. 4-second stun coming in from Sylar. That should be more than enough lockdown to get the kill here out of the center. They'll get the kill on a flyby. Now they'll look over to the DK. They've got Snowball, Walrus Punch, but so much damage coming in and taking out X-Nova almost immediately from 100 to 0.
Yeah, I mean, the fight started without Spectre there. If Spectre is there right from the beginning, it's going to be much harder for EHOME. But they realized that Spectre, you know, did haunt back bottom to his illusion. So good recognition here from EHOME, making the best out of a rough situation, really.
Yeah, for sure, because they were just casually walking up high ground. You can't just let the team knock and open the door for free like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're just building more and more tank items. AC soon on the DK. Lotus Orb is being built by Centaur. AA out of position.
Yeah, super
Easy. If they find an AA, he's the only hero that can kill easily. So Super has to be a bit careful here, because he also adds a ton of damage for his team. Cold Feet, Ice Vortex, AA Blast are really important tools. So they have to make sure to protect them. Storm going into the BKB next.
It would be great to see him get this BKB pretty quickly. He had such a good Orchid timing, and it just have not really He didn't pop up.
Yeah, I'm mostly surprised by not seeing the CK pop off, to be honest. He has had such a free game, but he has mostly been farming. Not really tried to really interact in many team fights. And mostly popped his ult to farm, yeah, here once again.
Yeah, I understand it's not the longest.
Wow, he has a
cooldown.
cleave talent now on the CK. I didn't even know that. 35%. It's a lot. It's Battle Fury. Okay. With that talent, actually, it makes a lot of sense to play him as a carry again.
Damn.
Because Battle Fury is 40%. You get 35% as a talent.
Just can't cut trees.
Just can't cut trees. AC picked up on the CK and also the DK. A lot of Ks. Canceling each other out. Another smoke up here. Oh, the CK thing. Oh, they caught the CK.
Yeah,
He's
Sylar
dead.
in trouble.
And he just bought out. There's no buyback.
If you got the snowball in that hits 3 heroes, this is a kill that happens right next to the high ground.
That usually means high ground gone. Or does it? Good creep wave cut here from the storm.
Radiant's bottom
But the
tower
top wave is coming in.
attack. Dire's middle
They need to
tower
find a way to
is under
clean up to
attack.
save the high
Taz.
ground. Oh god, X-Nova.
Got caught up by the DK again. It's such a good stun. They must know they have wards inside the base now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ball Lightning just
Oh, he
trying to
cut the
cut.
creep wave again.
Are fortified.
Nicely done.
Radiant's
He
bottom
actually just
tower
saved their
is under
barracks with that.
attack.
He probably saved 2, I
Yes.
would say.
So well played by XM here. Damn, that was... You know, like the AoE of the ball lightning is not that big. That he got the entire wave is... Yeah, it's commendable.
Normally
Well
you'll
done.
see like one creep hang around or, you know, maybe a pair.
One Rex would have fallen for sure, like 100%. So keeping his team in the game here. God King now enough gold for the Skadi. Gonna be sitting at 3k health with dispersion. Whew. Centaur getting close to Lotus Orb as well. We spoke about the AC on Dragon Knight already. It's gonna be a whole lot of effective health. Luna though, Aghanim Scepter.
But is that enough? He's got the
We'll
extra
see.
cast range thanks to the Psychic Headband.
It
Maybe
could deal a
that's a
lot of
bit
damage.
more.
Like you put that on a Storm or CK that initiate with a good stun. Pre-BKB, you can blow up this DK. Possibly even the Spectre.
Yeah, who's the focus? Is it the DK or is it the Spectre?
Or is it a Centaur? Or the Visage? I mean,
Yeah, seriously, I mean, they're so tanky. You want to blow up
DK?
one of these heroes. They're going to look over at the DK. They've got the Eclipse that's coming
Gone.
down, and the raining beams from the sky will take out D-Stones. Dead with no buyback, 70 seconds, and he is nowhere near having the gold for buyback.
yep. And that's the power of the Luna Axe.
Roshan 40.
And he's up in 60. They don't have like super much Roche damage, but they do have Tag Team. But no Solar Crest. So we'll see if they can take it quick enough.
Should still be a relatively quick Roche. Ice Blast coming through into the pit, out of spot Chalice, giving an idea of where they're posturing.
Yeah, it's a little scary though against the Visage Birds, AA Blast as well as Spectral Haunt. They could definitely just randomly kill a hero or two.
Even the Centaur too, because like that stun's pretty big. You've got people clumped up in the pit. Start off with a stun. Could be a problem.
Yeah. I mean, they're just waiting for Roshan now. They know it's going to up soon. It respawns right now, and he just walked into it. Nice.
Ooh, who do you give the shard to? Hold that
Spectre
stun. They're going to go
caught
for the
out.
Spectre. They've got the arena. The Blade Mail is going to be popped. They have the Snowball coming through on the God King. They're going to try and keep alive this Spectre, but God King low and still going to fall. The rest of RNG are here, but I'm not certain this is going to go well for them. They hit the stun, the ball landing out of the back lines, looking over at Super.
Look at the Visage
XM.
damage.
He's got control, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, yeah, if they kill this Ancient Apparition, that's great. But
Sylar, no BKB.
Sylar, he's by himself. He's trying to TP. The stun is there. They'll get the kill to the CK. So this goes now poorly for EHOME,
Man, this Visage.
who've overstayed.
Yeah, this Visage is carrying his team fights. So many stun birds. He stunned a couple of heroes with his own stone form. Like, I would not be surprised if EHOME just first banned this hero in the next game. Like, he's playing this hero perfectly.
They're going to have a shard, Aegis Cheese.
I mean, it's tough, you know. You have to commit all your resources to kill one of those tanky heroes. Then what's left for the others? You have
Not
3
much.
more to kill. Exactly. No Lunar Eclipse. You expended all your BKBs, your Phantasm. There's just too much health.
Is under attack.
Oh, they gave the shard to Ancient Apparition.
AA shot, okay.
I love that shard. I was just
I would have loved to see some
surprised.
memes with the fireball, perhaps.
This is history in the day of 5 supports.
Yeah. I mean, AA shot is really good. Like it
Yeah.
disables blink daggers, gives just an additional damage boost.
But
Good stuff.
something so positive given to the 5 position. Guys, take notes. It does happen.
Supports do need some love as well, for sure.
His net worth just jumped pretty high.
All right, let's do some HP check. 3.2k on DK, 2.8k on Centaur, 3.6k on Spectra.
That's a lot. 3K on CK.
Are scary.
Oh, Luna got caught out,
Minus
just gone.
2100, yeah. They'll get the kill here on a Fade. He'll throw it a Lucent Beam, but not really anything he can do from there. God King's got another kill. 4, 3, and 8.
Adding one to the tally. Going to the Basha next.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, Storm Spirit cutting waves again. I'm not sure how they take a 5v5 fight. Like, I don't even know if it's possible at this point. Visage now finished the Greaves. That's even more health and heal for the team.
He's
They have Pipe on the Centaur.
pretty
What else do you need?
Dire's bottom tower
I have no idea. I just think that they've played this lineup perfectly.
These stones, good initiation of the Tusk, easy.
And it's a quick, easy kill on X Nova.
Yeah, buying back right away. Mid tower though,
Dire's structures are fortified.
XM's in the
Taking a
base.
lot
I
of
want to
damage.
see if he can cut these creeps.
yeah. Oh yeah, also of course we forgot to say Aegis Cheese now as well. Good luck.
Oh, gosh. They're going to look over. They'll look for this Luna, and they don't get the kill just yet. Snowball's there for the save on a Fade. Fade trying to run away as they've got the arena down. That's going to be around 3 of these heroes, but Felix Chaba, he's in the stone form, not really taking much
Damage?
damage. They've got Sylar,
Where?
who uses that ult with BKB, but there's not enough damage coming in from the CK now. So Sylar trying to run, Flyby holding the stun. It almost feels like that this is a God-given conclusion to the game, and there's nothing that EHOME can do. Even trying to use all their abilities, the BKBs and all the farm that they've got, it just feels like there's nothing to give.
Yeah, I mean they just threw everything they had at RNG. There's just no damage coming out. Now Centaur jumping in again, stomping too. No BKBs up.
Yeah, and look at that. Sylar just getting low once again, trying to run. He's gone, and I mean, he's got no buyback, 103 seconds on the sidelines. EHOME looking like they just can't bring this one back.
Yeah, feels like it's all she wrote. Like 4,000 health on Centaur with Lotus Orb. Ooh, I mean, they do choose to play conservatively. I think they could probably play a bit more aggressively, but, you know, better safe than sorry. The system is very punishing.
I guess. CK bought back. They know that. That seems very...
They killed CK twice, yeah. I mean,
like this game seems like it's a foregone conclusion, and I don't know.
maybe they just want to torture them, you know? Like, get some mental damage done.
Towards the game, too.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this again. Like, Arena's down, and then Felix is just immediately into the
It's just
stone
where's the
form.
damage? Look at the CK Phantasm, even nothing.
And XM's out of mana. There's nothing he can do. Sylar has to run. He pops the BKB for nothing. Like, he's literally using it to get to the tier 4, and he can't even get there.
Yeah, it's just, as we said, no damage whatsoever. Phantasm was used to bring DK to like 70% health, then all the illusions died to the splash. That's it. They're just going to regroup here again on the Radiant side. And Centaur's going for the heart. I mean, it's just getting more and more ridiculous. That's the problem you get when you itemize defensively on a lot of the heroes on the Dire side here. The Storm, BKB Lincolns. That's 9k net worth, you know. It could have been like a Bloodthorn or a Holy Locket on Visage. Yep, as the observer points out here.
Got it.
Give someone even more health. Why not?
This hero, like you said, he feels like he's going to be a first phase ban next game, and it's crazy to think about it like that because you don't normally, I don't know, you don't normally feel that too often with heroes that
DK
aren't
picked up a
already
heart, by the way.
the ones that get banned. And look at this, the BKBs get popped. They're going to use that on. They're jumping around. They've got the arena. It's another well-placed arena by Chalice, but there's nothing nothing the team can do to follow that up. He's looked good throwing those arenas down, but they just have nothing to put forward afterwards. Eclipse comes in, they get the kill on the Fade, Sylar drops, GG's called, RNG take game 1, and they make it look pretty simple. And they make it look broken in some of these heroes, especially the Visage.
Yeah, I mean, in the last fight, DK had a heart, 4.5k health, Centaur 4k health, Spectre 4k health. And you can't kill the Visage.
HP to get through.
Who do you kill?
Yeah.
Like, even if Storm didn't itemize for Linken's BKB, I don't think they have enough damage.
Right.
Like, in the end, they just got kind of outplayed in the mid game, leading to that item advantage. Once that's there, just no way to fight back. Super well played by RNG. And as I said, I'm expecting a Visage ban here.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they do, in fact, ban that Visage when we come back for Game 2. But before we go on break, we got the panel to break this one down. Back over to you guys.
I've got a couple of QQQs about that EHOME draft. Don't really know